What if I told you that your addiction to your avoidant ex wasn't at all what you thought it was? Would you believe me? Because that's what we're going to break down in this next video in the series, Inside Your Healing. And if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a mindset mastery coach, transformational hypnotherapist, and attachment style specialist. So stay tuned to the end. It's going to be a quick 5 to 6 minute video, and we're going to dive into this addiction to your avoidant ex, the ruminating thoughts, the sleepless nights, the inability to focus or concentrate on things that are important to you. This is what clients complain about the most, so I decided to do a series on this, but really focus on your healing and things you can do to get yourself more focused, more grounded, more clear, and more healed so you can start to move forward. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I have a link below to book a free 20-minute discovery call for serious inquiries only. All right, guys, so let's talk about this. I want you to understand that there's a nervous system addiction to avoidant dynamics. And I want you to walk away from this video feeling more empowered and more clear and more confident that you can move forward, because a lot of people feel like I'm never going to move on from this. In fact, they'll ask me, Sarah, will I ever move on from this? And my answer is a resounding yes. First, we have to understand the dynamics, and then we have to put them into action. So let's call this what it is. You're not actually missing your avoidant ex. You're addicted to them, but you're not this. It feels like love, but it's more attachment. It's an attachment dynamic. It's your nervous system dysregulated from this dynamic. You're addicted to the chase. You're addicted to the constant highs, dropping down to the lows, to the high when they finally call back, to the low when they disappear for days, to the fantasy that maybe this time it will be different. But this, again, it's not love, it's chemistry. And when you understand that, especially my sciencey people out there, because I have a lot of you that I work with as clients, this makes more sense. Like, I feel so addicted to this person, like it's a drug. I'm addicted to my drug, and my drug is this person. And if I can't ever get another, whiff, if I can't ever like take another pill of this person, what am I going to do? But it's the chemistry of your attachment system desperately trying to regulate itself. So here's what's really happening. Let's break it down here. A little truth bomb. Your brain releases dopamine, right? Every time you get even the slight like a slight sign that the connection is kind of recalibrating. A text, a song, a memory, or maybe a place that you visited, a glance from this person. And when they pull away, right, they're coming close, when they pull away, your cortisol strikes. So think about it, your adrenaline starts to surge, your body's activated in likely fight or flight, sometimes dorsal vagal shutdown mode, which is where you get really depressed and don't really want to do anything. The anxiety is what you feel when you're in fight or flight. So now your nervous system is caught in this really sick, twisted loop of really panic and anxiety. And you start chasing relief, not actually love. But it feels like love, but you're actually chasing the relief. And you think that if I can get this person back, that it'll give me the relief that I need. But the truth is that getting this person back isn't going to give you the relief. This can be stemmed back, it can be traced back through years and years of your life into your childhood. When you first felt that hot and cold expression or behavior from mom or dad, when they couldn't be counted on, they were dependable, they were erratic, right? Their behavior just was like up and down, back and forth. Sometimes you were prized, right? Sometimes they loved you, or you felt their love and their warmth. And other times you felt like you were discarded by the parent, or you felt like it just wasn't unconditional love, like we're supposed to feel when we're children. Okay, so we're going to talk about that more in a moment. This is why it feels really impossible or really challenging to let them go, because you're not actually chasing them. You're chasing emotional regulation, which you think you can get through them, right? On some level, there's some part of you that thinks I can get regulated through this person, but really this is the person or the thing that dysregulated your immune system. Yeah, probably your immune system too, but that dysregulated your nervous system. Now, the triggers were already there. They were already set in place from childhood and from your other previous romantic experiences and endeavors and just from life. And this person comes and triggers that wound that's already open. It's like pouring salt into a wound that just started to heal. And it's like, ouch, right? Or taking the scab off of a wound. This is what it feels like when the avoidant comes back and then pulls away. But I want you to understand that there's a mirror effect happening here. You might deeply think and believe even that you want them back, that you need them back. But what you actually want is the feeling of safety that they took with them when they left. Because even if the relationship was wrought with fighting or arguments or disagreements, or even if you were constantly chronically dysregulated, or you felt like you were in fight or flight, you became addicted to that because there were moments in that relationship. I know there were moments where you did feel regulated. You felt in tune, you felt aligned with this person, your dreams and goals matched up, and you felt like you actually had a healthy shot at a future here and a real chance at love. So your nervous system tracks back to that time when things were good. And it takes, even if it's like one single time, it'll hold on to that and for dear life and latch onto that rather than just letting go. Because the letting go is scarier than the holding on. So you're seeking that chemical calm that your body used to get when they finally would come back, when you would finally resolve that argument, when they would apologize and say, I love you and I'm sorry, or when things were good. Likely in those first 6 months of that relationship when they were even vulnerable with you. So after they disappear and they came back, that's when you've got your dopamine levels shot back up again, the cortisol lowered, and your immune system regulated, even if it was for a brief period of time. That's the real addiction here, not to the person. So breaking this addiction isn't even about willpower. It's about retraining your nervous system to feel safe without the chaos. And many of you watching this, myself included, I was addicted to the chaos. And I even knew it. I would even tell, like, a good guy would come around in my 20s or 30s and I would say, you don't want to mess with me. You don't want to get involved with me, and I didn't know why I was saying that, but I knew it was true on some level. The truth was that getting involved with me meant you're probably going to get hurt because I didn't know how to regulate. I didn't know what to do with those triggers. And I sure as hell didn't know how to long-term commit to anything or anybody. So this is where you break the pattern. Every time you want to reach out to your ex, every time you start spiraling, I want you to pause and ask yourself this question. Am I seeking them or am I seeking regulation and peace? Am I just trying to return back to the chaos that's familiar, or am I trying to seek something new, something that maybe feels even scarier than the chaos and the pain and the hurt and heartache because it's new territory? I want you to really get honest with yourself here, be transparent with yourself, and be vulnerable. And then I want you to do something to calm your nervous system, whether that's walking, singing, or humming is really good for the throat chakra, even your energy systems. Move your body. Shaking is actually super good. Like I do shaking in the morning, shaking, twisting and turning while you're shaking is really good. Bouncing on your toes, lifting your heels. All of these things are good, not only for your lymphatic system, but also to help regulate your nervous system. Cold plunges, saunas, things like that. Like cold plunges in particular. Now, women need to be careful about doing that at certain times of the month. Your body's not as resilient to stress. So it's not that you can't do it. It's just you need to be mindful of your cycles. And anything that's going to bring you peace. Listen to birds. That's something. Pet a cat. Listen to the purring or humming of a cat's little motor. Play with a puppy. Go out in nature. Swim. Like do things that bring you true joy, that connect you back to your roots. Your power comes back when you stop outsourcing your peace to the person that disturbed it in the first place. And giving your power away to somebody who always had the power to then use it against you and hurt you, whether they did it consciously or not. So I want you guys to understand something as we move on to the next video in the series. This addiction only breaks, first of all, when you can be honest with yourself. Second of all, when you replace chaos with safety. Your safety within yourself, your safety within your own vessel, your own being, your own body, your own mind. Okay, your safety within self. In the next episode, I'm going to hit you with the truth about romanticizing their potential of what could be if they only healed, or they only did this, or they actually went to therapy, or this and that. I did that myself when I went through my divorce. And let me tell you something, on the other side of the divorce, nothing changed. To my knowledge, nothing changed. He didn't come running back. He didn't come begging me. He stayed in avoidant mode. So even though there was supposed work being done, and I can't discount that because I don't know, that work that it didn't then outpour or outflow into trying to reconcile. And I think a lot of people out there, you're stuck on this idea of reconciling with your ex, but it's an illusion. It's often the last illusion that keeps you stuck, is that we can get better, they can get better, we can work on this together, and they'll come back. And you know, the harsh truth is that oftentimes if it's a true dismissive avoidant, they're not coming back. If it's a fearful avoidant, there's a much higher chance. But if it's a dismissive avoidant, the chances of that person returning are slim to none. So remember that you're not addicted to this person. Even just hearing that over and over again in these videos hopefully helps your mind, your nervous system settle a little bit and go, oh, well, that means that there is hope for my healing if it's not about this person. You're addicted to the version of you that's waiting for them, the version of you that thinks that they can fix you or fix something inside of you. Let's break that pattern. It's time to break that pattern. So we'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other.